Good morning. Having my morning coffee, and I need to take my thyroid med. I'm about 6 minutes early, but I'm supposed to take it on an empty stomach. And in order to drink this, I have to eat this. Otherwise, all of this will be out. Will I'll get sick. I've got tummy problems, and I have to be super careful. I allow myself to drink this one big cup of coffee in the morning, and that's it. That's the all the caffeine my stomach can handle. I don't know if I have an ulcer, but it's bad. It's in bad shape, and anyway, all the last I know, all the doctors do is give me a acid reducer that causes stomach cancer. So no, thank you. Anyway, I take probiotics, and I need to get some more. I need the kind that's live in the little bottle liquid solution. Anyway, okay, enough about me. First, let me take my thyroid. Where's my water? Oh, I have to take it when I coffee. I did have one bite. I had one bite of yogurt before I drank my coffee. So, okay, put my thyroid away. I had to switch my, I have had a Rite Aid. My pharmacy was Rite Aid, and I had to switch it because there was no Rite Aid in the area where I am right now. So I had to switch to Walmart because Walmart's everywhere, you know. But I think I'm going to switch back as soon as I get in a territory that has Rite Aids, because Walmart makes me pay for my prescriptions. It wasn't expensive, though. It was $8 for 60 pills. I can hardly complain about that, because I know I have a friend who has to pay for her own thyroid, and I believe she's paying a lot more than that. So, I have been hesitating to make videos, obviously, because Google shares my information, my photos, my videos, I believe, and before I intentionally share them on YouTube. So that's kind of stifled me on even making videos and telling you where I am, what I'm doing, because I could want to withhold that information, but if Google shares it, somebody already knows, and I don't like that. And so I haven't figured out a way how to stop that. So I have a serious complaint to Google. I know that people know how to fix that. I don't yet. So I'm just not nerdy enough to, my son told me that there's a way to do that, or that I need to fix it, but I don't know how. Anywho, I would prefer to show you this is my new rig. I would prefer to show you when it's all prettied up. But this has been a bit of a challenge. There's a lot of issues going on here. This is my main heater. My coffee's getting cold, so I guess I'm gonna have to cut this short. Okay, in a nutshell, this is my main heater, but the problem with the main heater is it's very close to the edge. You see the edge of the bedding there. Yeah, it's a fire hazard, so I try not to leave it on at night. I have fallen asleep with it on a couple times, But I don't intentionally leave it on at night. One reason is the light. Um, this thing came with the uh, air conditioner. No choice. Uh, anyway, this thing was 10. This thing was $10. Anyway, I'd like to show this to you when it's all prettied up. But let me give you an idea of my authentic situation after I have another sip of coffee. Okay, my situation is this. My power cord outside apparently is a 16 gauge, which is good for 16 amps. I am at a 30 amp. A guy at Walmart told me this because I was talking to him about a splitter and so forth, and I pointed to an electrical cord, and I said, "Oh, that's mine. That's the one I have." And he said, "That's only 16 amps." Oh, okay, 16 amps. So we don't want to be doing more than a 16. Okay, so here's the thing. So I did a little research. This thing right here works very well for creating heat and a little light, as you can see. But it is 12.5 amps. I looked it up. Okay, so apparently Christmas lights, I don't know, like 100 is like 1 point something or other, a little less than 2 amps. So, anyway, I have Christmas lights on each window. So let's see. That's 12.5. Okay, so anyway, I only want to do like, one set of lights and then call it good and don't do anything more. So lighting is even an issue. Fortunately, the heater creates light to create less of a problem. So one thing I do have is, after another sip of coffee, I bought a lot of battery operated lights, as you can see. I wasn't sure the situation I would have. I have another one over here. Can you see that? Yeah, there you go. Okay. Anyway, I'm trying not to use up the battery. There. This is like supposed to be under a counter or something, but I'm not sure I'm not confident it'll stick under there. I don't know if I want it under there. And I'm not sure where I want it, but anyway, so today I should be going to pick up an order from Amazon at an Amazon locker. An order that I placed for a 30 amp cord, specifically a 30 amp cord that can handle 30 amps. So I shouldn't have an issue. It sure does get pretty in here when I have all my decorative lighting on. It's very pretty, and I did move to an area of the country that is much warmer than where I was before, and it is January. So, I aired out my camper yesterday I took the curtains down. First time I'd taken them down, because I started in winter, and it was really cold, freezing cold, frosty on the curtains. Yeah, very cold. Okay, so now I want to show you. I'm going to show you my party lights. Off. Okay. Woo, it's dark. Oh, dark. Okay, hang on. Wait. Okay, where is it? Let there be light. Now I'm going to turn this off. Okay. Yeah. These lights are wonderful. They're awesome. I mean, totally creates an indoor lighting situation. Now, the heater's off, obviously. I am not going to push it with that. I'm getting the new cord today. There's no reason to push it. And fortunately, I'm living in a little bit warmer place, so I'm not going to freak out about having both heaters on. But this is 200 watts. So this is only a few amps. Anywho, I have that on all night. And it's way up out of the way. It's not going to it's not going to catch on fire or catch anything on fire, and it's out of the way place, but it's only 200 amps, so it kind of gets me through the night. Now, like I said, it's a little warmer here, so it's better. I'm actually I am so close to the border that when I was driving here, a Mexican radio station came on, and I was hearing Spanish. That's how close I am to the border. So, so it's a little warmer, and I'm grateful for that. But this puppy has to be watched, and I try to make it a rule that I only have this thing on when I am awake, wide awake, and paying attention, and keeping these. I just scrunch them up, just get them away from keep it away from the heater. I even use my weights to kind of hold it back, make sure it doesn't go forward or anything, and just try to. I know it's not enough clearance. I know that. If I can come up with a better situation, then maybe I will eventually. I suppose I could move this over here. But see, here's the thing. The electrical outlets are, only in this corner and this corner. And, I have limits. So, there's my 5-gallon bucket. And, so I've been traveling in this camper the problems of the camper have been condensation, and it's not well insulated, obviously. Obviously this thing was designed for hot weather. It was designed in Florida, and so these were hot weather people that thought of this thing. And it's a great design and all that, I'm not complaining about that, but they were definitely not considering full-time winter dwellers when creating this box, if you will. But I'm plenty comfortable as far as that goes, because I planned this out and I knew I was going to be prepared for any kind of weather. And one thing, my power bank hiding back there didn't work when I tried to use it when I was boondocking at a truck stop one night in Utah. And what I want to do is try and recharge it. I'm not going to try and do that. I don't know if I want to try doing that through the camper. I should bring it right into a building and try and plug it in directly from an outlet. I don't know what kind of power it's going to draw. But when I go to the RTR, I want to have a nice powered up power bank, because I didn't bring my solar panels. Okay, I suppose that was a big mistake. No solar panels, but I didn't think that, it would be practical to set them out in this weather and the wind would blow them away, or the snow and the rain. I don't know. I just didn't think it would be good weather for solar panels. So I didn't bring them. So I'll try it again, try and charge it up. Yeah, condensation. Okay, about the condensation, it's pretty good right now, and I can't really show you how bad it was because it's gone. But when I was in another area, a little farther north, I'm in the same state I was in my last camp, but I'm very south. Condensation every single morning was, it's still wet. I mean, it's still an issue. See, like, if you can see that. Yeah. See, it's like that, but I wiped some of it down. But it's really bad. And it gathers a lot around all the corners and mostly on the base, but it actually gets on the walls, but it's not too bad today because yesterday I tore down as I said, I tore down the curtains and opened the windows and had the air coming in all day long, and the air was a little warmer here because I'm in the south. So, this thing is nice dry heat, though, I will tell you that. I'll tell you one thing right now, though. I would not put a Mr. Buddy in this thing because something that would put condensation into the air would just make it an impossible nightmare in this rig. Because it creates its own condensation simply from the elements, and it is a constant battle to get rid of the condensation. And there's no propane. I would like to get a propane furnace because when I had a Class C, the propane furnace was awesome in creating heat, so I could go boondocking and never be without heat. That actually is my long-term plan. The kind of propane heater that has a filter and all that. Not some cheapy Mr. Buddy kind of a thing. A serious propane furnace like that goes in a boat. I'm looking at this Propex. That it's a boat propane furnace. Been checking that out for a while. And yeah, long term, that's what I want to, and have it installed and probably put it. I would imagine I would put it here or here. I don't know. They would tell me where it would go. I don't know where it would go. But anyway, yeah, the condensation was so bad when I was at my last camp that my futon was wet. It was damp, and even the foam mattresses was a little damp. But the futon I was really worried about because it was damp, and it also, when your bedding is wet, there's no way it's gonna keep you warm. But oddly enough, I had so many layers of blankets, I was still able to stay warm even when it was wet. But just to prevent damage control, I did air out, when I was in my last camp, I did air out my futon. I set it out on the picnic table bench, and then it started to rain, but it had aired out mostly, and I just just moving it around from one place to another, picking it up off the wet floor, drying out the floor, and then, just moving it around, exposing different areas of the futon. That helped dried out, because it's dry. It feels dry now. But this thing is good about dry. It's all dry air. And this thing is good dry air too, but you know, it's just a little baby. It's not not a big heater. But it does me good, especially in this weather when it's not too terribly cold. But even when it was super cold, it still took the edge off. Even in freezing cold temperatures, it didn't keep it toasty. I'll give you that. This thing did not keep it toasty in the freezing temps, but it kept it from, you know, being so freezing that I was freezing. I was cold, especially in the morning. But anyway, it'll do you good if that's all you have. It's reliable, but it is just a baby little heater. So this thing is when I'm awake. This thing when I go to sleep. So when I get my 30 amp cord, I can, if I want to, I can have that and that going at the same time, and not go over my ampage. But I still don't want to have that thing on at night because it's just too close. Well, it's too close to the blankets, and it creates light, and you know, I don't want light going on all night. Though I will admit I did do that back at the other camp because it was so cold that I just tolerated the light. I had it on for, I'd say, 3/4 of the night, and then maybe 3 or 4 or 5 in the morning I turned it off and turned that thing on. But yeah, I took a risk because I was cold, so that's not good. Yeah, there's room for improvement for sure. Those are my pretty white lights. These are purple. I have to go back there and turn them on. You could see. Use your imagination. I'll have them on in another video. You get it. Okay. All right. Well, as I said, I have been hesitating making videos because of Google. So Google, pay attention and stop sharing my information before I am ready to share it. But I don't know how to change that. So I am leery of Google breaking my privacy and letting people know where I am when I don't want them to know where I am. So that's my issue. So in the meanwhile, you know, I would say overall I am happy with this camper. I like it. There's a lot of challenges about space, and it's definitely an adjustment from a Class C. I can tell you that. You know, people who become full-time nomads have an adjustment when they move out of their house or their apartment into their car or van or whatever they move into. But moving into this little 6x8 from a Class C is also an adjustment. And but there's some. It's kind of cute too, because when I have my hatchback open from my car, it's kind of like a teardrop trailer. And so, because this thing doesn't have a kitchen. It doesn't have anything, no water or sewer or anything. You know, I got my bucket. I don't need a sewer, but I do want that electricity. I'll be honest with you. I really, really want the electricity. And I gotta figure out how to work that thing. A big honking battery that's just sitting there using up space. It didn't work when I needed it at the truck stop. But anyway, I lived through it. Okay. That's all of my long video. And as Bob Well says, if you got anything out of this video, like and subscribe. Later.